So, hey everyone, this video is going to be a little bit different, and I have the mic taped to my hand. And we also have a really special guest. No, at the camera. Get away. I'm trying to get him to look at the camera, it's a bit hard. So this is mainly a video for my ASMR channel, and sorry, it's a really hard one to make. This is a video for the ASMR channel, and yeah, there hasn't really been many regular uploads within the past couple of months, and that's because something major has happened, and I've been through this numerous times with my mum, with Bibbles and Bubby, where they've all gotten cancer, and I kind of think that someone must really hate me up there because we're doing this again. And he's been with me for 18 years. He's my best friend. He trained himself with my seizures. You know, I've spent, there he is, he's looking at the camera. I have spent years and years with him, and I love him to pieces, and I'd do anything for him. So a month ago, we thought he had an infection in his eye. So this isn't my story, this is his story. But obviously it's going to affect me because I have such a special bond with Silver, and we are so close, and I've never had a bond like this with any other animal in my life. And as I say, my mum had him from a kitten. I've always been with him. I've grown up with him. We have been in each other's lives and seen each other go through stuff. And as I say, he's trained himself with the types of seizures I've had. He's been an amazing companion, and I couldn't ask for a much more better friend. So a month ago, he became unwell with his eye, which I think it's sorry, buddy, I can't remember which eye it is. So it's his right eye, I think, because his left is fine. So this is going to be a little bit of a real kind of chill ASMR story time. And any support and anybody watching this, I really appreciate it. So his white third eyelid came out, and we took him to the vets because after a week it hadn't gone back, and I was worried, and I knew something deep down. I had alarm bells going off, and I knew there was something seriously fucking wrong. Like, I just knew it straight in my stomach. And we took him to the vets, and they gave him some antibiotics, and they gave him eye drops for conjunctivitis because that's what they thought. 2 weeks later, so we're coming up to 2 months in total since this all started. 2 weeks later, the antibiotics had worked for an infection that he had in his nose, I think, or it was on his chest, because he has a very weakened immune system, like my mum, where he will catch anything and everything, and he is constantly on and off antibiotics. So, yeah. We did keep the rest of his siblings as well, but he's basically the last one alive, and he's basically outlived his brothers and his sisters and his cat mum, and also his human mum as well, because I'm his sister. So he's the reason I'm doing this video is because he's been on the channel numerous times, and there are people who love him. There are people on Facebook where I do daily updates. Sorry. And I also have, he has his own Instagram as well at Silver the Kitty 18. So he is a super senior kitty as well. He is doing so well for his age and he looks so good. Um, he's on a very kind of good diet, which is very expensive because he has the Royal Canin and the Purine food. Yeah, so we took him back 2 weeks ago, and I said to them, can we get a set of bloods done? Can we test for cancer? Can we test for diabetes, infection, white blood cells, anything I could think of that I was Googling? Can we get it done? My vet said no. They weren't willing to do the blood tests. They went in a further another 2 weeks with antibiotics and more eye drops. This would have been the 4 week mark. Okay, sorry, he's got his paws back again. Okay, honey. Okay, you need to let me. Yeah, you can't. I know you've got it for baby, but you can't. You need to let me be. Okay, I'm sorry about that. So after a month, he went to see an eye specialist in Long Stratton. I won't name the vets or anything because I don't want to get the shit for it, quite frankly. So we took him to see an eye specialist and they did an x-ray, but because he was awake, he kind of put his paw over his eye, so he messed the x-ray up. He had blood tests done at the time and he also had the pressure thing done on his eye. Basically, we've been lied to. I'm sorry, puppy. Thank you for being patient. So yeah, we took him to see the eye specialist, and there's a tumour behind his eye, which is why the right eyelid isn't going back, and the pressure in his right eye is a bit high. They've given him eye drops to lower the eye pressure, and he's on constant antibiotic eye drops for the eye, and he's also on a tablet that he has once a day for pain relief because Loxicam, which is a basic pain relief for cats, no longer works for him. And we saw that they gave him an anti-sickness because he had had sickness with this as well, but his bowels and everything were normal. His bloods came back and his major organs were fine. They weren't shutting down on him. There wasn't an infection at that time, so the infection he had when he very first went in had obviously cleared up. Yeah, so he's had all the medication. 2 weeks ago, which is why I haven't really done a video on camera, which is why I've done videos where I've just been tapping and being off camera. 2 weeks ago, he was rushed to the out of hours. Now, I have a separate card for them, so if need be and they need treatment, I don't fuck around. I pay the extraordinary amounts to have my animals seen to. It doesn't matter what time of day it is. But he couldn't wait till, because this happened at the weekend and our local vets weren't open till Monday. He couldn't wait until Monday, so we agreed as a household we're going to take him to the out of hours and I'm going to pay what I need to pay. And the tumour has gotten bigger and he had an infection in his mouth and a broken tooth. And he's also had an anti-sickness. So his dad had gingivitis and he died from that when I was a very, very little. Okay, puppy. His mum passed through an accident due to someone feeding her antifreeze in the neighbourhood. Okay, you got it stuck again. Okay. His brother and his sister, which I don't think you can see it, but I have a photo up there. his brother died from stomach cancer and had to be put to sleep, and his sister died from bowel cancer. And the vets caught them way too late for them to even have a chance, and they were younger than Silver. And even the NHS and the doctors fucked up with my mum because they diagnosed it too late, and by that time the tumour was too aggressive to, for mum to beat the cancer. But the problem we have with Silver is because he's a super senior at 18, and because he has such a weakened immune system, they won't do chemo or radiotherapy. There's a high possibility that he wouldn't make it through the surgeries to remove the eye, because I thought at the beginning of this, I was like, can we just remove the whole eye? Would that make him more comfortable? Would that give him a few more years? Would he be alright after this? But because of the immune system and his age and everything going against him, he wouldn't make it. So within the last week, I haven't been able to upload regularly because he may be a cat to some people, but he's my little brother. He is now terminally ill. He's end of life, and I mean, the vets have been good. We have an end of life care plan for him, so he has a daily. Sorry, so I keep wobbling. He has a daily pain relief that we have in his food, and he can have basically whatever he wants, and he can do whatever he wants because obviously he's terminal. So he has his daily lot of fresh chicken that he eats. He has a licky, and he has his sensitivity control Purina, and he has sensitivity control Royal Canin and Purina House Cat. And he has a few dreamies here and there. It is really hard to come out and say that I am fucking struggling, and that the YouTube channels are basically gone to pot. Sorry. My legs are kind of shaking and he's on my lap, so I'm just gonna try and stabilize my feet on his stairs, but you can still see him. We don't know how much longer we have with him. We don't know if it's weeks, if it's months. We don't know how aggressive this tumour is. We don't know what type. All we know is that there is a tumour there, and we know that he won't make it through surgery, and he can't have therapies. So yeah, we're trying to make him as comfortable as we can between me, my stepdad, and my current partner, who hasn't had very long with him, has only had 2 years. So yeah, this is why I look so rough, and I haven't really glammed myself up at all, because I am so fucking tired mentally and physically. And last night was our first bad night with Silver, where he couldn't get comfortable, he couldn't settle, he couldn't sleep. He wanted constantly to be cuddled, because I was asleep and I'd had very light sleep, so I'd probably been in and out, and then he slapped me in the face and woke me up. But prior to that, normally he sleeps under the bed, but the last, I'd say coming up to 24 hours now, because it was Saturday yesterday, it's Sunday today, and I can't ring our local vets to ask for advice or get him some more antibiotics for his mouth until tomorrow, because we also found out that on the last vet visit that he has heart murmur. So he gets super stressed out, I don't like dragging him out of the house, and the fact that, no offense, the fact that the vets took so long to do bloods and a fucking scan. So they are basically treating him at home now, and I am constantly ringing him once to twice a week with updates, going in, buying his food, getting him his pain relief when he needs it, because he has that monthly now. Um, the new pain relief he's on is working so much better for him because he's more cuddly. He's more, when he has it, he's more comfortable and he's more calm, and he can sleep a lot better. But we'll get to early hours in the morning where, like today, where he had such a bad night that I've had to um, change his pain relief from the nighttime feed to the morning feed. So yeah, but today he's just being super, super cuddly. He's stable at the moment and he's happy and he's just being super cuddly and he just doesn't want to be on his own. So I'm trying to do videos when I can, especially when I feel up to it as well, because I have a lot of health problems myself and I struggle day in, day out with pain and fatigue. So if I'm having a bad day, I'm not going to put myself through that and I'm not going to film. I'm just going to chill and mostly, sleep or just sit on the sofa. But my main goal at the moment is, if the baby, aka Silver, wants a cuddle, he's going to get a cuddle. Whatever he wants, he's going to get, because I'm not being horrible. The channel and everything else is still going to sit here in a year's time, or months, or weeks, but he's not. So there's not going to be a regular uploading schedule. There's not going to be dedicated like videos to make up. It's just going to be like, if I feel like filming one, I'm going to film one, and if I can't be asked to put makeup on and make myself look glam, then I'm not going to do it, because, if Silver needs me at any second and he needs treatment or he takes a turn for the worse and we have to rush him, I need to stop everything and put him first. I do have a video where I tried to do like face painting and I only got 9 minutes because that one failed, because I was so upset and agitated that I kind of just stopped after 9 minutes and I just couldn't do it. So yeah, there's that one that I could put out as like a fail. It isn't too bad with, because my other half's got like this gaming chair. I'm sorry to have it on for so long. So yeah, so it isn't really too bad, because I can kind of sit with him on my lap if he wants a cuddle, like he's doing now. But yeah, so we've had our first bad night last night, and it made me realise how I wanted to do this video, because he is a part of the channel and he has been on several videos in the past, the Adorables unboxing videos, and he's been in another one, and he's, on my Instagram, he's on my TikTok, he's on my Facebook. Like, for God's sake, I want to let people know that this is happening. Yeah, so that's basically where we're at, and I'm hoping and I'm praying that I have more time with him. Like months and months. That would be amazing, because I'm not ready to lose my best friend yet. I mean, if I have to and he gets to the point where he doesn't, we've always said from the start of him being diagnosed as terminal that if he ever gives up or he no longer wants to be here, then we'll let him go and we'll do the kindness thing for him. But because he's still eating, he's still drinking, he's still being cuddly, he still screams at us in the morning when he wants a cuddle, and he still tells us off and tells us when to go to bed. Like, you know, he will scream at me and my other half at like 9 or 10 o'clock, being like, come on, it's bedtime. And you know, his bowels and his bladder is still normal, so until he gives up himself and he no longer wants to be here, then we'll do the kindness thing. But until then, I want to make him as comfortable as possible, give him lots of love, cuddles, treats, chicken, because he really loves his chicken at the moment, and need to find him some toys that he can have. But you can't really have like grainy catnip because I'm just worried that's going to get in his eye. So yeah, so whatever the baby wants, the baby shall get, and the channel will have to wait, or you know, there'll be an upload when there's an upload. I can't guarantee anything at the moment. All I know is that I'm fucking exhausted and tired mentally and physically. Yeah, because as I say, I've been through this with mum. So it sounds really weird. I know what I'm doing, I know what to look out for, but still mentally, that doesn't prepare you for this type of shit. And in a way, I kind of wish it was me and not him, because not being old, I don't really have any children or anything. So I don't really have a reason to stick around, you know. And I just don't like the thought of him suffering when he's done nothing but be a good boy and bring so much joy and happiness for the last 18 years. And he's such a cuddly cat as well, and he'll proper like cuddle you as well. So yeah, so I hope that this isn't Silver's last appearance in this video, but I'm going to keep all of his videos on the channel because I want to be able to look back and have that, and I want to see him, you know, at his happiest, and him screaming and being demanding, and me just trying to, you know, film and pet him, do both at the same time. Yeah, bless him, but he's had a hard night, and I tried my best, you know, buddy, but you just want cuddles today. So we'll see if we can film the book video. If not, that's okay, they'll still be there. Okay? He's fell asleep on my hand, so I don't know how I'm gonna like stop the recording. So let me see if I can do it. So any support is very much appreciated in this hard time, and yeah, thank you so much.